Everybody, just out for a drive today. Going to get some gas because I can't just drive with no purpose anymore. So, here to talk about this week, you're reading about film criticism. You're reading film criticism. If you are doing the extra reading that I put out, which I highly encourage you to do, you are reading a Pulitzer Prize winning film critic who is also on the reading list of NYU film school introductory courses at least. So I encourage you to do that again. And typically, if we were in face-to-face classes, we would be reading some more criticism, but because some of this is abbreviated, we are limiting it to film. And my goal is to have you give some consideration to what you're reading, what that looks like, what it feels like. Anyway, it is obviously opinion, so you don't need to spend a lot of time identifying it as opinion. Remember the difference between opinion, bias, opinionated, but by nature of what you're reading, it is opinion. It's much more than that too. Okay, sorry, distracted driving. Whoops. Anyway, focus on how the authors write. What kinds of things do they say as they talk about the films? What kinds of things are they noticing? What kind of language do they use? How do they view films, movies differently than we might ourselves? For the assignment tonight, you have you all have to address the same text, and then for what you will look at for Friday, you have some choice, and then you'll be engaging in a discussion board, and I will try and get involved in those discussions. So act early and act often. I will get on both of those discussions as best I can over the coming days. That will go live tonight once the Tuesday assignment is done. 11:59 p.m. The materials for Friday will go live. Similarly, hopefully, you are actually doing the free writes, and the one for Thursday. I definitely, and there's a note on D2L, I definitely think that you should do because it is prepping you for what is coming next. If you're not in the habit of doing those, you should really consider doing Thursday's free write. And speaking of what you are and are not doing, many of you are waiting until the last minute to do your work. Some of you have actually turned in work late, which is a bit of a concern. I can see when you're logging into D2L. I know when you're submitting your assignments. And you have to know that we are taking this into consideration as we talk about credentialing for what comes after this semester. Take that for what it's worth. What are you showing us right now in terms of your work ethic, in terms of your full engagement in school? You have a lot of hours on your hands. Many hours. Some of you are using this time well. Some of you are reaching out to us regularly with questions. You are completing the work thoroughly. You are doing the extra, right? Some of you did actually participate in the spring break activities that were put up for you. Others didn't sign in at all over spring break. It wasn't required, but it does say something if you did engage, right? It says that school is important to you and that you want to learn. So you have a couple weeks left. What do you want us to see? What do you want us to notice? When you think about what you're doing for English class, what are you doing? What do you want old Greenberg to notice? Your effort, your performance level, um, those all still matter when we think about what comes after this semester. This isn't just about passing a class, right? We aren't just about course progression. It's about preparing you for college. So, who are you, right? What are you made of? Let's see in this final push what you're made of. Show us. Reach out. Ask the questions. Do the work. Go above and beyond. It's not just about getting it done. You've heard us say that over and over again. Success skills implemented to the best of your ability is what it's all about. So show us. Show us. And if you have questions about that, ask for help. You know, we're here. We are working. We're working crazy hours. So we are available. We are happy to talk to you. Our phones work. You know, Skype, WebEx, email. You can reach us any number of ways. So we encourage you to take advantage of those opportunities. Another point is that you know, mentoring is something that is still available to you, and some of you are taking advantage of that and others are not. So I will make a pitch right now for those of you who have not engaged with your mentors. Do so soon. Give them an update as to how things are going for you. Maybe send a little blurb about how you're doing in each class. Certainly we can see if you're in all high school classes what your grades are, but why don't you reach out, tell your mentor how you're doing in each class. Let them know how the transition to online has been for you. And if you're experiencing any struggles, what those are. What's the root cause? What help do you need, and what do you plan to do yourself to address those things? I think that would say a lot, especially if you have an improvement plan for yourself as you return from spring break and you have a couple weeks left before we hit final exams, which are going to happen on the, let me look at my calendar here. It's just on the dashboard of my car. They're going to happen, I believe, the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 11th of May. 4 different days, 1 day per exam. And that's all the news I have for today. More to come soon. Hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves. Feed your minds. All right. I can figure out where to stop this puppy. I'm going to shut her down, kick back, and just roll down the road. See ya.